So look, on the outside, probably nothing looks really different, but you know damn well internally something has changed, and that's something you can't unfeel. So let's dive into that today of ways that you can have what we're going to call today radical acceptance towards that state of knowing. Okay. Why am I always like all over the place? Like put it right in front of my face, or it just doesn't zoom in. Anyone? Do you notice? It's just the card. It's the card. There we go. So now that we got that out of the way. Okay, so this is legitimately all about radically accepting yourself. So meaning like when your car doesn't freaking focus on the camera, you just let that shit sit. And you know that the people that's like, oh, that's fucking lame. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to probably leave. You've probably already left and you're not watching this video anymore. If you're still here, awesome. You've learned to just be where you are and then accept maybe people like me. So what's happening for you? What's going on? So this is, as cliche as this is, it genuinely is a matter of holding consistent effort into your optimistic hopefulness of the next versions of yourselves. Now, it's more in an applicable process. And what I mean by that, they're saying like, take that down a notch. Whenever you're having new beginnings, whenever something is coming forward, one tool I feel like this is just coming with. So everything is a nervous system thing. When you're integrating the next identity of yourself, do this. Put your two hands on the side of like your nostril, fingers, and just kind of rub them. And then as we're doing this, just rub it. I know you're like, what does this have to do with this message? Just reset your body, okay? You're allowing yourself to lead your life. You're allowing yourself to become like the maverick of your life. Just relax as you go. Relax as you go. You're learning to spread your wings despite not being noticed by other people through your efforts. That part can be really discouraging. Okay. What needs the most acceptance in all of this is you accepting yourself. Okay. I hate that it doesn't focus. That absolutely, I guess it has to go in the front, whatever. You have to accept yourself, okay, before anyone else does. And if you still have hesitancy towards accepting what is instead of what was, do you really think people around you is going to actually fully like believe that? No, they won't, not yet. So what I mean by it is you may have progressively been making lots of without a fathom of a doubt that you've changed. You know that. You just know. And then you kind of want, when somebody talks about like an old part of yourself, a habit, behavior, mannerism, thought process, you want to be like, motherfucker, I don't do that anymore. And then they're like, since when? When did that happen? When did that change? Or they're like, oh, here, I saw this today. I thought this might help you. And you're kind of like, I don't need that anymore. Like, why are you giving me that? I already found a solution. Well, it doesn't seem like it. Sounds like you've been in a funk. Yeah, I just didn't sleep for 3 days. It's not the other stuff that used to happen. Well, the difference is like they can't tell. Because your life is still going to life in between your identity shifts of yourself. So let me give you some like practical examples so that this makes a little bit more sense. So we're not airy-fairy in the freaking, wonderland out there. So me personally, I'm going to try to do this quickly. I've created habits and created actions and created stability and created this new identity of myself that I like steadfast was. And it took a little bit of time before I actually noticed the effects of the outcomes working tremendously in my favor, and notice a lot of like past behaviors were starting to kind of like dissipate. For myself personally, I was doing rebounding, vitamins, electrolytes when I wake up, more presence with my kids doing homeschool, baking bread, having all this time, being like, holy crap, I got all this time. I could do all these things. I once thought I didn't have this time. Long story short, we had this brief encounterment where it wasn't just me, my husband, a couple of my kids, only have 2 kids. Somebody wasn't sleeping. Like a few of us just weren't sleeping. It's like we had this cocained out energy for a little bit. So then that threw me off because I'm very highly sensitive to not sleeping. So then fast forward, one of my kids decided to take his sinus basic cold to the next level. And we had a double ear infection and some freaking fever. What did that result in? Hey, mama, in the middle of the night. Hey mama, again in the middle of the night. So, and then kid 2 decided to like, hey, let's come in too, because I heard a weird sound. So then mom wasn't sleeping. What did that do? It resulted in externally, it seemed like the same Danielle was present that is hormonally off balance in a epic train wreck. Therefore, her husband needs to recommend this video that he saw. And she's like, but I don't really need that. I just need to like, once I get some sleep, everything is going to be great again. Like this is just temporary. And then in his mind, no, that's not the case. So that's where it's really freaking frustrating. It can be really freaking frustrating. Let me find out. You have this sun card. Let me find out what this means for you. I am singing Here Comes the Sun while we do this. All right. Sometimes the light shines too bright and too hot for you to achieve your aims. Although the sun is bright, getting too close to its fire will risk everything burning to the ground. Do you really want to know all that is hidden from you? Are you ready to face the harsh light of illumination that rips open your old ideas and shows you what else is possible? Your alignment task is to be bold and brave. Don't shrink away. Know that this is all part of the process, evolution that calls forth the bright sunlight to show you the shadows that you can't escape your own denial. Allow the truth to burn through your defenses, then you will be set free. And when the sun goddess comes with her bright light, it's a day of reckoning that will only lead to miracles. Okay, so, I'm going to read this line to you. A bright light also attracts a lot of bugs. So know that you may also attract those that see themselves smaller as a result of your empowerment. This is conditioning that needs to be healed in many people in the world. All you can do is be incandescent and joyful, kind and truthful, and the world will begin to reflect the goodness back to you. Okay, so what is this meaning? All right, so you are 100% like in a new beginning thing. What we need to be able to do with this is hold it, okay? That's the biggest thing when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to healing and identity shifts and all that jazz, is can you hold the healing, the newfound sense of self that has taken place? Can you hold it? Meaning when weird ass energy shifts come or a sick kid comes, can you remember, do you realize that it's not showing you that you can't have it? It's realizing that life is gonna life and you get to still remain you. It's just that maybe all that is in that moment has just shifted a bit, like a little bit of a compromise, a little bit of flexibility and adaptation, but you still have the agency of self. That has not left the building, okay? You have not fucking lost that shit. You're in new beginnings. So this is going to seem a little bit like foreign at times. Like it's different for you. The whole non-focusing thing is driving me bananas. You got this whole thing. So, I just realized you have literally an adaptability card. Okay. This is about realizing you didn't lose yourself because it wasn't a perfect 10 every freaking day, because then you're doing the same damn thing you did before. And what was that? I did this one time. Life is magical and freaking awesome. Therefore, there's no more shadow, no more pain or suffering. I am majestic. There are unicorns and life is awesome. Cool. That's great. Hold that thought. But what you have to realize is you are still going to be experiencing life. And if you have children, they are going to be experiencing life. If you have a partner, a spouse, coworkers, family, etc., they are experiencing their lives. And sometimes the way that they're magnetically drawn to you is not always in the best favor. Okay. And you have to be able to differentiate yourself, to compartmentalize yourself from their own world. And so you remain consistent in all this. Okay. So you still, as you go through these changes in the identity shifts, they are not a one and done deal. So that's the thing that you have to accept more than anything. That is an egoic state of presence that I am finished, therefore I am done, and I know I need nothing else from, anything. But what you're doing is literally, so you have the sun and the moon is sometimes, so this one was reversed, is you have to realize like they are the yin yang. They're the yin yang. Their polarity and their balance and they're what makes you human. This is what makes you human. You take both worlds, not either or. This is not to take and have false optimism Like, that's not going to get you very far, and not sustainably, at least. That's why you guys probably went into this like freaking purgatory realm for the longest time, where like life was like, damn, this is great. Probably fell into some spiritual stuff, you know, with people either reading or you reading, and you realize you had intuition and they got these things, and you're like, hell yeah. And for a bit, you rode that wave. You did. But you didn't realize, and you wouldn't fully accept in your mind, that that wave is going to start to come to an end. And what do you do there? Well, you sat in a lull for a really long time because your ego was pissed the fuck off that you weren't able to just maintain the wave. You had to remind that aspect of yourself, because you're a human being and it's going to naturally try to cling to a linear path. And when it diverts from the linear path, it immediately thinks that something went wrong and maybe the people around you are right. You're in a position in your life now that the people are currently going to be reflecting back what you were, until you fully integrate who you are and you no longer question that. You allow adaptability to become a consistent nature into your life, not a sometimes. This is how you live your life. Every day will not be the same. You're not so rigid. You do have routine, but you have more flexible structure in the fact that there is ebbs and flows, not just one way to this life. Okay. Just like the tide coming in and the tide going out. Well, you got the sun and you also got the moon. Neither one's better. Okay. You got action based and you got feminine being based energies that's going to be in your life. And some are going to be more present than other days. But this is a time of new beginnings. Okay. And what you have to focus more on now than ever is the mindfulness. And so I'm going to give you again, we're going to go back to how we started. Mindfulness, one tool that you can have is literally holding the pressure points here on your face, massaging them, and reminding yourself through feeling, through words, who you are today, and breathe through it. Relax yourself. Relax yourself. And now I'm getting the feeling now we're going to move to your temples and we're going to do the same thing. I'm not who I used to be. That's fucking awesome. And we're going to move right under the earlobes. Kind of a little bit behind the ear. Going to massage there. If you want to drop a little bit low, it's technically a little bit low. It's like a gully. Go ahead and go in that little pit. Massage there. And I want you to just focus on mindfulness. Tell yourself nice things. You are right. You're not crazy. You have changed. You have. You just gotta, okay, once you become fit, guess what? You gotta keep exercising. You have to still maintain it, okay? Like you get a brand new car, that's awesome. Guess what you still have to do at some point? Not immediately, not constantly, not every single day, but you're gonna have to like tend to the car at some point. Like wash it so it doesn't look raggedy. Get its oil changed after you've driven the shit out of it. You know, after a while, make sure you're checking your tires. You know, like little things may still happen. You can get a brand new car and you find out like your freaking hatch decides to just not close. Good old electronics. You know, and your car is not even old. It just happens. Like humans are the same way. It's not because something's wrong with you, okay? Now, if you're kind of still like either been in the middle of this or new to this and you just want some like maybe guidance, again, we're not defining anything and saying who you are, but if you want a little bit of guidance in where maybe you need to hone in on your mindfulness and the awareness to be able to figure out where the adaptability needs to happen, I have a free quiz that will identify the identity pattern that's been changing for you. Okay. Again, it's not like you must be this way, but just know if your ego is still like, I've done this before. That's exactly why you're freaking stuck, Susan. It's exactly why you're stuck. Until your ego's like, I have an open door policy. I'm willing to listen and hear to things, especially if I was led to it in the first place, and realize that there's something that I am looking for internally right now. What is it? Validation or awareness? And will I accept either or?